Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the year ahead forecast for each life path number. Now, keep in mind, these forecasts are going to be different than your own personal year ahead forecast. They will be relevant and you will feel these energies. However, if you're looking for sort of a more dialed in version, then I highly recommend a year ahead forecast, a personal year ahead forecast, where we'll look at your own personal numerology. Because again, the calculations are very different for this reading and for the personal year ahead forecast. So if you're interested in that, then you can book some time with me. And really anytime it's a good time to get a year ahead forecast. It'll give you an insight into the following 12 months and what they could bring and the types of energies you'll be working with. And it's broken down month by month, as well as an overview for the year ahead. If you're interested in that, anytime's a good time, but this is a great time because I'm recording this in the beginning of November. And so if you book now, you will get November and December of 2023, as well as January through December 2024. So you're getting a couple of months extra thrown in there. So if you're interested in that, then book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. All right, so let's take a look at what could be coming up. So first and foremost, and this is relevant for every life path number, collectively, we are going to be working with the energy of the 8. Okay, so 2024 is an 8 universal cycle. So this is going to bring in key themes around money, control, or a relationship to money. Or our relationship to people in some degree of power or control or abundance. Also, it can bring up power struggles, as well as empowerment. So we could have opportunities show up this year to step into greater self-empowerment or to alleviate or find solutions for power struggles and how those may show up. This is also going to be a year that'll focus on authority and how to take authority within your own life, as well as manage your own life. So really when the 8 comes through in a cycle, we're being asked to take responsibility for our own journey, okay? And be very mindful of how we are showing up to the greater collective and how our actions have a greater influence or impact on the all, right? So this year is also going to bring into focus a lot about integrity and where there might be a lack of integrity and where there needs to be a boost in integrity. And remember, this can also happen on the global stage because this is the universal cycle. But we will feel these themes very strongly within our own journey as well. There could be things that come up around opportunities for success, abundance, progression when it comes to your career or your expertise. You might want to hone in on on certain skills and then express those skills in a way where you're sharing your wisdom, your knowledge to, again, assist in bettering another, right? In there, as far as their business or their career or whatever the case may be. When the 8 comes through in a cycle, this is a great time to use your own power, influence, status, money, resources to help to uplift, empower, inspire another. So opening doors for others, giving them an opportunity that they might not have had if you did not extend that offer. So when the 8 comes into play, it's really sort of trying to balance where there's integrity and where there isn't. And we can see that potentially come in around money, resources, power this year, again, on a global stage. So we could see some things crumble. We could see some shocking events that look to equalize power, money, resources, to bring it back into integrity, or at least initiate that process. Anytime we have an 8 cycle, we're being asked to have some level of spiritual evolution on the material plane. The 8 governs or is in charge of the material plane. It is very connected to the spiritual realm as well, but is very focused on the material plane. So it will bring into focus, again, on a global stage as well as individually, where it is that we could evolve a bit more when it comes to, again, our relationship to money, power, status, influence, all of those things. How can we infuse more integrity into those areas of our own life? And then again, on the larger arena, we could be looking at our relationship again to money, and where it is that maybe we give our power away when it comes to money or status or any of those things that I mentioned. So again, at the core of this, it's about self-empowerment. It's also about using that self-empowerment to uplift, empower, inspire others. So it becomes this sort of synergy where we're working together and merging our wisdom, our expertise, our abundance to uplift, empower, inspire the greater good through our own actions. I would also say there could be an influence, or there could be a strong pull to get very serious and focused on what it is that you feel called to become the expert in, right? So there may be something that has been pulling at you to really sort of invest the time and energy and resources into it so that you can step into that sort of mastery of whatever that is. And it doesn't have to be career related. It could be just your own personal growth and evolution, however it comes in for you. But there's definitely something about mastery and sort of authority in some area. And that doesn't mean that it's better than or less than anybody else. It just means that we are all experts at something eventually. And when we share that expertise, we contribute to the greater good. So all of these themes could be coming up this year for a greater reflection, and to kind of see where it is that we can make some adjustments or modifications to really step into this 8 cycle and what it has to offer. Also, themes of control could be coming up. And sometimes we have to reach a boiling point before we start to see the resolution or the solutions. So on a global stage, we may see things bubbling to the surface about control. And regardless of, there's so many ways that could come in. But also in our own lives, where is it that we're trying to have control over a situation or a person or something? And it's actually self-sabotaging us. So all these themes could be coming in this year at some point to be worked with more deeply and to be adjusted and to step into the higher octave of the 8, which again, really at its core has to do with integrity. So with that being said, let's take a look at each individual life path number. Life path 11-2. So this year for you all is all about you, baby. So you all are going to be working with the energy of the 1. And also you all are going to be working with the energy of T-Rex. So I pulled an animal wisdom message and you got Tyrannosaurus Rex. So this is all about, Mars energy, really, like being more assertive, going after what you want, authority, right? Like having authority over your own life. Being decisive, going after what you want, getting very clear on what it is that you want, and then strategizing to figure out how to make that happen, without sort of catering to other people and what they want for you or what they expect from you. It's more about, this year is really going to be more about sort of redefining who you are, your place in the world, how you show up into the world, sort of your contribution to the world, all of those things. And there's at the core of all that has to be authenticity, has to be you. And so this 1 energy is really saying, like, where is it? And this is where you'll sort of be confronted throughout the year. Where is it that you sort of bypass your own needs and desires for somebody else? Where is it that you lose yourself in other relationships or other people's expectations of you? And those are the areas where you'll feel the pressure to sort of step up and step out, right? Because you can still, obviously, meet the sort of energetic requirements of the 2, which is your core life path number, that has to do with relationships and bringing people together and objectivity and, all of the things, harmony, balance, et cetera, that have to do with relationships. You can do all that while staying true to self, while asserting yourself, going after what you want, all of those things. So you can do that in a healthy way. And this year, I think, is going to be helping you to step into that in the areas where you might be struggling with that. So if there's, if you haven't been entirely honest with yourself about something and you sort of come into that greater awareness this year, then it will require you likely to be very honest with others when it goes against that truth, like your own personal truth. So because you're also working, just like we all are, with this overarching energy of the 8, definitely things coming in here about like power, empowerment, raw power, because you also have T-Rex. So there's something, not brute force or anything like that, right? That's not what I'm saying. But it's very much about how it's like standing firm and confident in your space, owning that space, and also having space for others, right? So, but there's something this year for you all about greater self-awareness and then being driven from that greater self-awareness into whatever it is that you want to do in this world, right? Whatever you feel called to do. But there's something that maybe has been holding you back that's from you, like from within you, right? Whether it's lack of confidence or indecisiveness or just not being very honest with yourself about what it is that you do want and need, even if it's going to ruffle feathers, or sort of go against the grain. Because the 1 is all about like individual genius, right? So ingenuity, being the visionary, like seeing a bigger possible resource and then working towards that resource or solution, but it coming from your own unique ideas, inspirations, and not sort of backing away from that. But there's definitely about independence, uniqueness, and you can be independent while being interdependent. And that's ultimately the goal, right? Especially as, an 11-2, because you have double 1s and the 2. So there's definitely something where this year is going to push you to really discover more about yourself, but then what are you going to do with that discovery? So I think at the end of this year, you're probably going to be, I don't want to say a totally different person, but more true to yourself, right? So you're going to be the same person, but it's going to be more true to yourself. And the power behind that is that then you are able to show up into the world differently, with authority, with, all of these things, right? Empowered and with something to say and not being afraid to say it, or something to do and not being afraid to do it. So, any area within your life that you've been self-sabotaging or had limiting belief systems that, that have to do with self or identity or your place in the world, et cetera, this year is going to put pressure on that, and it's going to confront you with it to move through it, to do something a little bit differently that will help you to move forward. It's same thing with T-Rex, right? This is, again, base chakra. This is raw power. This is very much Mars energy. Like, I see it. I want it. How am I going to go after it? Like, without hurting anybody or self, obviously. But there's alchemy to this. There's like a merging, a marrying. There's magic that's associated with this. But it really is about you, like, recognizing, honoring your own individuality, and also understanding that though you have that sort of, individuality, you're also part of a bigger picture. But first you have to recognize the beauty of self, right? Like everything that you came here to sort of, the ingredients that you and only you can bring to the table to make whatever it is that this world is trying to make. So, and this is a longer cycle. It's for 12 months. So I do think that this is going to be potentially, because remember, the energy can be there. It's what we do with it that makes the difference. So, the biggest pot of gold can show up on your doorstep, but if you don't do anything with it, it's just a pot of gold. It has no meaning, right? So again, the energy can show up. It can push you and push you and push you. But if you're like, nope, I'm happy staying under this little cozy blanket and I don't really want to go anywhere else, then that's what you'll do. And that's okay. You do have free will. But there is very strong energies this year that's pushing you to step into your power, reclaim your power, have authority over your life, be decisive, make those difficult decisions, and then see them through to completion. And don't beat yourself up if they turn out differently than what you had anticipated. Like the universe, your soul, all of this energy is working with you, not against you. So I do think that this can be a very empowering year, especially with this 8 energy. You may even, with this kind of energy, with the 1 and the 8, you may go into business for yourself. You may become some kind of a leader, because ultimately 1 energy is leadership energy, but that can mean leadership within your own life, right? So if you're in like a dead end relationship or career or whatever has, met its expiration date, then this energy will help you to stand up for yourself and remove yourself from that situation in a healthy way, hopefully. But you could see a lot coming in around, or a lot of opportunities for you to step into some kind of leadership role. And it will probably be uncomfortable, but that's okay. Because a lot of times with 11-2s, it can be part of the shadow or part of the journey, right, that you have to move through, is sort of that people-pleasing sort of energy where it's like, I don't want to rock the boat. I want to just create harmony, et cetera, et cetera. And so when we're in a 1 cycle, it can really put the fire into our own individuality, right? Our own authority. And so it's pushing you to bring harmony while also not sacrificing or bypassing self. Honor your relationships while also honoring yourself. So in the areas of your life that you're not honoring yourself or you're not staying true to yourself, you will feel the pressure. This is also going to be a great year. I mean, just a great year for starting something, right? Initiating something. If you've had ideas, especially as they have to do with work or career or money, like making money or anything along these 8 energies, you all are working with such powerful energy to initiate and start something and get it off the ground. Like, do it. If an idea comes in for you, take the risk, go for it, do it, see how it lands. You are so supported this year to do that, especially with T-Rex coming through. Yeah, there is a lot of force and energy and power behind you to really step into the things that you want to do this year. So don't hold yourself back, because you will be your own worst enemy if you do that, right? If you sabotage yourself to not initiate those things that come through for you, and it's likely that they'll be pretty big. When we work with 8 energy, that's a bigger vision for something. And the 1 energy gives us the motivation, gives us the fire to go after that greater vision and see it through to completion. So whatever you start this year has the potential to be incredibly successful, whatever success means for you. But even on the physical plane of things, this year has the potential to be incredibly successful, or at least starting something that'll be incredibly successful. But with 1 energy, you have to show up. Like, you are the effort, you are the magician. So if you don't show up, it's not happening. Or at least it's not going to happen for you, right? Like, you have to show up and put in the effort. So yeah, this is all about autonomy, taking life by taking the reins back, basically. And what do you want to do with it now that you've got the reins? So big energy, 11-2s. Love it for you guys. Hope it's a great 2024. Take care. Bye for now.